I'm joined now by California Congresswoman Karen Bass, who serves on the House Judiciary. We should also note she is second vice chair for the Congressional Black Caucus. Thanks for joining me. I wonder what you think, because sometimes, tell me if you've seen this happen, sometimes we get up and say, here's some news, and it's not very new, because it's been happening for a long time. And right. as you have pointed out, African-American voters and African-American women in particular have powered a lot of change, social and electoral, in this country. So putting aside whether it's news, I wonder if you could educate us on what was important about this coalition last night.
Well, first of all, what you just described, this was sweet justice, considering who and what Moore said. So the idea that African-American women turned out 98% voting for Jones, I think, was absolutely sweet justice. But understand that African-American women have been doing this. Like you said, it is not news. What was news was the phenomenal turnout. But the fact that the majority of African-American women voted for Jones is no surprise. The majority of African-American women voted for Hillary Clinton, too, over 88%. And so, to me, if anything, this is a strong message and signal to the Democratic Party that when it comes to future elections, be very clear about where you should invest your dollars, where should you invest your time, and where you should invest the boots on the ground. But let me just say that Alabama, 7 years ago, elected its first African-American woman to Congress, Representative Terry Sewell, and be sure that she was leading the charge in Alabama. And so to have somebody like her who is so inspiring to people in Alabama, again, it was no surprise, wonderful evening last night.
And briefly, what does it tell you that the turnout was even higher than it was for Barack Obama as a share of the electorate in Alabama?
Well, I think it just says that, you know, just because Obama is not on the ballot does not mean that African Americans won't be inspired to vote. And so I think we can set that myth aside. That myth is over now. We know that African Americans can turn out to vote, and especially if you make us mad. And so voter suppression, having an overt racist like Moore on the ballot, these are things that inspire folks. And unfortunately, given the direction of the Republican Party, I don't think it's going to be the last time we're going to be so inspired.
You heard it here. Some news on that. Congresswoman Karen Bass, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me on.